Exiled Dalai Lama, Tenzin Gyatso's Nobel Evening Address. So now, firstly, what is the purpose of life for a human being? I believe that happiness is the purpose of life. Whether or not there is a purpose to this existence of the universe or galaxies, I don't know. In any case, the fact is that we are here on this planet with other human beings. Then, since every human being wants happiness and does not want suffering, it is clear that this desire does not come from training or from some ideology. It is something natural. Therefore, I consider that the attainment of happiness, peace, and joy is the purpose of life. Therefore, it is very important to investigate what are happiness and satisfaction, and what are their causes. I think that there is a mental factor as well as a physical factor. Both are very important. If we compare these two things, the mental factor is more important, superior to the physical factor. This we can know through our daily life. Since the mental factor is more important, we have to give serious thought to inner qualities. Then I believe compassion and love are necessary in order for us to obtain happiness or tranquility. These mental factors are key. I think they are the basic source. What is compassion? From the Buddhist viewpoint, there are different variations of compassion. The basic meaning of compassion is not just a feeling of closeness or just a feeling of pity. Rather, I think that with genuine compassion, we not only feel the pains and suffering of others, but we also have a feeling of determination to overcome that suffering. One aspect of compassion is some kind of determination and responsibility. Therefore, compassion brings us tranquility and also inner strength. Inner strength is the ultimate source of success. When we face some problem, a lot depends on the personal attitude toward that problem or tragedy. In some cases, when one faces a difficulty, one loses one's hope and becomes discouraged, and then ends up depressed. On the other hand, if one has a certain mental attitude, then tragedy and suffering bring one more energy, more determination. Usually, I tell our generation we are born during the darkest period in our long history. There is a big challenge. It's very unfortunate. But if there is a challenge, then there is an opportunity to face it, an opportunity to demonstrate our will and our determination. So from that viewpoint, I think that our generation is fortunate. These things depend on inner qualities, inner strength. Compassion is very gentle, very peaceful, and soft in nature, not harsh. You cannot destroy it easily, as it is very powerful. Therefore, compassion is very important and useful. Then again, if we look at human nature, love and compassion are the foundation of human existence. According to some scientists, the fetus has feeling in the mother's womb and is affected by the mother's mental state. Then the few weeks after birth are crucial for the enlarging of the brain of the child. During that period, the mother's physical touch is that greatest factor for the healthy development of the brain. This shows that the physical needs some affection to develop properly. When we are born, our first action is sucking milk from the mother. Of course, the child may not know about compassion and love, but the natural feeling is one of closeness toward the object that gives the milk. If the mother is angry or has ill feeling, the milk may not come fully. This shows that from our first day as human beings, the effect of compassion is crucial. If unpleasant things happen in our daily life, we immediately pay attention to them, but do not notice other pleasant things. We experience these as normal or usual. This shows that compassion and affection are part of human nature. Compassion, or love, has different levels. Some are more mixed than others, with desire or attachment. For example, parents' attitudes toward their children contain a mixture of desire and attachment with compassion. The love and compassion between husband and wife, especially at the beginning of marriage, when they don't know the deep nature of each other, are on a superficial level. As soon as the attitude of one partner changes, the attitude of the other becomes opposite to what it was. That kind of love and compassion is more of the nature of attachment. Attachment means some kind of feeling of closeness projected by oneself. In reality, the other side may be very negative, but due to one's own mental attachment and projection, it appears as something nice. Furthermore, attachment causes one to exaggerate a small good quantity and make it appear 100% beautiful or 100% positive. As soon as the mental attitudes change, that picture completely changes. Therefore, that kind of love and compassion is, rather, attachment. Another kind of love and compassion is not based on something appearing beautiful or nice, but based on the fact that the other person, just like oneself, wants happiness and does not want suffering, and indeed has every right to be happy and to overcome suffering. On such a basis, we feel a sense of responsibility, a sense of closeness toward that being. That is true compassion. This is because the compassion is based on reason, not just on emotional feeling. As a consequence, it does not matter what the other's attitude is, whether negative or positive. What matters is that it is a human being, a sentient being, that has the experience of pain and pleasure. There is no reason not to feel compassion so long as it is a sentient being. The kind of compassion at the first level are mixed, interrelated. Some people have the view that some individuals have a very negative, cruel attitude toward others. These kinds of individuals appear to have no compassion in their minds, but I feel that these people do have the seed of compassion. The reason for this is that even these people very much appreciate it when someone else shows them affection. The capacity to appreciate other people's affection means that in their deep mind there is the seed of compassion. What is my purpose in my life? What is my responsibility? Whether I like it or not, I am on this planet, and it is far better to do something for humanity. So you see that compassion is the seed or basis. If we take care to foster compassion, we will see that it brings the other good human qualities. The topic of compassion is not at all religious business. It is very important to know that it is human business. That it is a question of human survival. That is not a question of human luxury. I might say that religion is a kind of luxury. If you have a religion, that is good, but it is clear that even without religion we can manage. However, without these basic human qualities, we cannot survive. It is a question of our own peace and mental stability. Next, let us talk about the human being as a social animal. Even if we do not like other people, we have to live together. Natural law is such that even bees and other animals have to live together in cooperation. I am attracted to bees because I like honey. It is really delicious. Their product is something that we cannot produce. Very beautiful, isn't it? I exploit them too much, I think. Even these insects have certain responsibilities. They work together very nicely. They have no constitution, they have no law, no police, nothing. But they work together effectively. This is because of nature. Similarly, each part of a flower is not arranged by humans, but by nature. The force of nature is something remarkable. We human beings, we have constitutions, we have law, we have a police force, we have religion, we have many things. But in actual practice, I think that we are behind those small insects. I will tell you something. I love friends. I want more friends. I love smiles. That is a fact. How to develop smiles? There are a variety of smiles. Some smiles are sarcastic. Some smiles are artificial, diplomatic smiles. These smiles do not produce satisfaction, but rather fear or suspicion. But a genuine smile gives us hope, freshness. If we want a genuine smile, then first we must produce the basis for a smile to come. On every level of human life, compassion is the key thing. Now, on the question of violence and nonviolence, there are many different levels of violence and nonviolence. On the basis of external action, it is difficult to distinguish whether an action is violent or nonviolent. Basically, it depends on the motivation behind the action. If the motivation is negative, even though the external appearance may be very smooth and gentle, in a deep sense the action is very violent. On the contrary, harsh actions and words done with a sincere, positive motivation are essentially nonviolent. In other words, violence is a destructive power. Nonviolence is constructive. When the days become longer and there's more sunshine, the grass becomes fresh and, consequently, we feel very happy. On the other hand, in autumn, one leaf falls down and another leaf falls down. These beautiful plants become as if dead, and we do not feel very happy. Why? I think it is because deep down our human nature likes construction and does not like destruction. Naturally, every action which is destructive is against human nature. Constructiveness is the human way. Therefore, I think that in terms of basic human feeling, violence is not good. Nonviolence is the only way. Practically speaking, through violence we may achieve something, but at the expense of someone else's welfare. That way, although we may solve one problem, we simultaneously seed a new problem. The best way to solve problems is through human understanding, mutual respect. On one side, make some concessions. On the other side, take serious consideration about the problem. There may not be complete satisfaction, but something happens. At least future danger is avoided. Nonviolence is very safe. Before my first visit to Europe in 1973, I had felt the importance of compassion, altruism. On many occasions, I expressed the importance of the sense of universal responsibility. Sometimes during this period, some people felt that the Dalai Lama's idea was a bit unrealistic. Unfortunately, in the Western world, Gandhian nonviolence is seen as passive resistance more suitable to the East. The Westerners are very active, demanding immediate results, even in the course of daily life. But today, the actual situation teaches nonviolence to people. The movement for freedom is nonviolent. These recent events reconfirm to me that nonviolence is much closer to human nature. Again, if there are sound reasons or bases for the points you demand, then there is no need to use violence. On the other hand, when there is no sound reason that concessions should be made to you, but mainly your own desire, then reason cannot work and you have to rely on force. Thus, using force is not a sign of strength, but rather a sign of weakness. Even in daily human contact, if we talk seriously, using reasons, there is no need to feel anger. We can argue the points. When we fail to prove with reason, then anger comes. When reason ends, then anger begins. Therefore, anger is a sign of weakness. We are passing through a most difficult period. I am very encouraged by your warm expression and by the Nobel Peace Prize. I thank you from the depth of my heart.